Hi there, everyone. Welcome to another one of our Tiny Talks here on Fantasy for the Ages. I'm Jim, the father of this show. That's Zach, my son. And this is a Zach Tiny Talk, as he brings a book blast episode, 5 minutes or less, of his reactions to a great book he's read, Leviathan Wakes. So glad you're finally into this, Zach.
Yes, I will concur. I do think it was a great book. I'm not going to let you just blow hot air on that one. I'll agree. I've started The Expanse, and I was about 20% through this first book when I said, okay, I'm reading the rest of the series.
Nice. It hooked you right in.
It's very good. I went onto our Discord and very quickly was like, this is one of the best prologues that I think I have read in a while. It successfully grabs you while also not giving away too much of what's going on, but also gives hints to what's in the late game of this book. It's a very well crafted story, both for it and for larger things. Something that I really enjoyed was it totally could have at any point in this book been like, okay, we had this big event and now we do the very slow aftermath of this event and we go to it and through it, and that's this book, and the next book is the next big event. And this said no. Instead, we're doing big event, skipping time to the next big event, to the next big event, to the next big event. And there were no stall times. Rather, you heard about the time that happened between the stuff and you learned about these things, but it was very much just a book that kept going with its pacing, kept being fast action paced. This was a Dresden Files style fast pace while being a more in-depth book, in my opinion.
It's pretty intense, yeah.
Solidly in the sci-fi and sometimes goes into that, but in a way that makes sense, and I enjoy it. And a lot of the things that I saw, to the best of my knowledge, are some pretty realistic science fiction as well.
What did you think of how they describe space travel?
I don't really have an issue with it. It feels good. I mean, it doesn't feel
well
good.
No, it doesn't. Yeah.
But the fact that a lot of the time it doesn't necessarily matter. There's a lot of weightlessness, and then there's often comments about having to deal with half G or full G, or having to endure up to 7, and
here comes the juice,
the consequences of that and what it takes to do that. And the fact that these are things, not that it means, okay, you're going fast. No, you can be at 0G and going fast, but you're accelerating. And the emphasis on that showed a certain amount of understanding of how space works.
Yeah, Newton's laws are real, okay? Come on.
And even there's comment in the book about, hey, that follows the rules of physics, it can't be magic. And I loved that they care about that.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite one or two characters so far?
Probably my favorite at the moment is Amos, partially because he's just broken enough. I think it's really
for him. Good word.
Interesting hearing the backstory of a number of characters. I'd be interested to talk to you at some point about Holden's parentage, but that's something to get into off of a Tiny Talk, because we are spoiler light here, even though you know plenty of things.
I will point out, if you haven't already, you should look up the short stories that accompany The Expanse, because you should not just read straight through the books. Find the short stories and where they fit in publication, and it will enrich the experience.
See, I'm glad you said that, because I was planning on skipping them.
They're not skippable. Truly, they make it better.
You might have to text me when they actually fit. At the end of the day, I enjoyed Leviathan Wakes, and I'm very much looking forward to getting to Caliban's War. I think if you haven't started Leviathan Wakes, give The Expanse a try. It's worth it.
There you have it, people. You may have seen I'm a big fan on some episodes. I've collaborated with people, had guests on. Zach's on board now, too. If you haven't tried The Expanse, give it a shot. It's worth it. All right. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you next time.